Peace and blessings. This is Raisa Kiwala, the divorced Muslimah coach. Today's verse is coming from chapter 2, verse 269. He gives wisdom to whom he wills, and whoever is given wisdom is certainly given a lot of good. Only the people of understanding observe this advice. So here comes that word, understanding, again, right? We talked about that a few videos back, of what that means, what that looks like. And here we are, um, you know, learning that people of understanding and wisdom and goodness, like all of that is connected, right? And it comes directly from Allah. So it's not something that you have to do necessarily to make you worthy of receiving that wisdom, okay? Receiving that guidance here, right? And I'll explain what I mean by that in just a sec. But what I'm saying is that this wisdom, this guidance is what we need, each one of us, to be able to navigate life in the best manner that is going to be beneficial for us in this life and the next, to be able to navigate it with ihsan, right? And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us here also is that there's that level of connection between you and Allah. A lot of the barriers fall away to be able to see the truth. A lot of the veils get lifted from what was covering up the truth, right? Sometimes you don't know something until you know it, right? Because you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And even though it could have been something that was like right in front of you, has that ever happened to you? Like something is standing in front of you, but you don't see it. And what I mean by that is that you don't realize it, right? Or you're not understanding it. So this is not something that we're just, like I said, it's not a formula that I could say, okay, go do this, this, and this, and you'll achieve this. This is a blessing of guidance that we're gifted by Allah, right? So how do we become one of these people? Like, how do we fall into this category as well, right? And the great news is that each one of us has the potential to be a people of understanding, through our fitrah, right? Through our innate connection to Allah, through our innate being, right? Our innate nature. And because wisdom is something that's also accessible when we're connected to our fitrah, when we're connected to ourselves, when we're connected to Allah. The reality is that most of the time in life we're disconnected to ourselves. We are also disconnected to Allah. We're rushing around in life, speeding around and just doing things like crazy, right? And so the good news is that there is no one that this is not possible for, right? And wisdom is actually our birthright. And so it's actually a manifestation of Allah's love for us. And it's something that helps us to guide us through life, right? However, there are barriers to accessing this wisdom, right? It's there underneath, but like I said, it gets hidden, it gets covered up. Just like those barriers that get in the way of being able to see your wisdom, right? And we can, there are ways to learn about these barriers, and it's actually my expertise in what I teach, because we can get in our own way with our own thinking and our own feelings that cloud our wisdom, right? And it does require a higher level of consciousness, and the way to start is by becoming aware of yourself, your feelings, your thinking, where you're at, and understand that that's a function of what's happening within you. There may be outside and external stressors and things, like circumstances and situations and people in your life that are causing you stress. However, it doesn't work that way. So the point here is coming back to yourself, coming back home to you, to Allah, and understanding your two most important relationships, your relationship with Allah and your relationship with yourself. Self-consciousness, God consciousness, right? So That is what Ramadan is all about, is how we are increasing and leveling up our taqwa, which is God consciousness. And if you want to learn more about the barriers that get in the way and how we can limit and prevent and understand what these barriers are, so we can have less of them between us and Allah, and us and our wisdom, stay tuned, because I'm having a program coming up where I'll be talking about that some more. Until then, I invite you to rise with taqwa this Ramadan. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.